get into it. Hello, everyone. It's your boy Vandal, and welcome to the birthday manga bash announcement. That sounded cool. I liked it. So I want to introduce all of our judges. First off will be, I guess I'll introduce myself if you don't already know me. My name is Vandal. I'm a mangaka that, helps other people make manga and all that good stuff. I have my own published manga called Note and Besieger, both one-shots. You can totally check them out in the comment section down below. All that good stuff. Let's get to our next judge. I don't know how you guys want to go. Go for it. Somebody go.
This is UE Comics. We are a platform meant for independent creators, and we help support, promote, and encourage indie creators and their works, and we're just really happy to be a part of this.
Thank you so much, Yui. Appreciate you. And next up on the chopping block, who do we have?
Hey, I go by 24x4. 24 is fine. I'm a manga artist. I like making weird stuff. I made a book about Leonardo da Vinci, but he does kung fu. I might submit it to the that Shueisha thing coming up. I don't know. And I'm currently working on a manga about fishing, and another one just about like kind of Fate Grand Order-y kind of manga. Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited about that fishing manga. I've been waiting for it for way too long, but I can't wait.
I'm re-inking it right now. It's gonna be good.
Oh snap! I can feel the power up already. But I appreciate my judges for being here. I appreciate everybody else who has entered our first ever birthday manga bash. I appreciate all of the entrants. We had quite a few entrants, and we're gonna go through them tonight. We have a lot, but it's gonna be exciting. I read a lot of diverse different stories, and I'm interested in getting into it with the judges. Anything else you guys want to say to add to that, or you guys just want to jump into it?
I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this.
Thank you for having me, and this is really fun to read.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start off with Kenzo's one shot is the name. Let's get to it. Boop-a-doo. And we are on the UE Comics website right here. Let's open it up. All right. Oh man. Let's see if I can make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I guess I'll go first. One of the things that I really did like about this manga was I enjoyed the art style. I feel like the art style was developing into something that was going to be very interesting. And how the characters went. Not exactly like it's the development of the art, but also just like I feel like it was going somewhere where I could see where it will be in like a couple of years. Some of my issues though with Kenzo was the story. It felt a little bit shallow at times. It felt kind of like a shonen, like a watered down version of that. I don't want to be too harsh, but it felt sometimes unclear like what it was going for and what it was trying to aim for. But I understand, like, it's kind of like the first thing that you ever make, or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, let me know in the comments, but it's like one of those things that you get to make because you've wanted to make it for so long, and just making it at all is really good, so I appreciate that. What else do you guys think? Feel free to jump in.
For me, I really enjoyed the paneling and his use of the panels and the page to convey the story. The characters, I enjoyed the characters. I thought it was humorous when they needed to be funny, and then action-packed when it needed to be. I truly enjoyed this one shot.
Okay. All right. 24?
There were points where I couldn't it's been a while since I've read it, but I remember there were points where I couldn't tell what exactly was going on, like plot-wise. Like, luckily some of the characters came by and then they like sort of filled me in. But like, I feel like it's important when making a manga that everything should be self-evident from like the first look, and it also sort of like you said, it kind of came across like an early effort, but it was definitely a very strong early effort. Like they're like this is somebody, like if they keep on going, like it'd be cool to see where they go.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I feel like also one of the things I talk about on the channel is like a lot of the things like, why does it matter? Like, why does it matter what's happening to the character? Why does it matter that I'm reading these things? Like that connection I felt was a little bit lost, because I guess the character was supposed to be cool and aloof. And I guess that can relate to some people, but I think there needed to be a little bit more behind that. Like, I wanted more of a reason in the conflicts that were there. But I also agree with you, 24, in the idea that like it's a really strong effort, and I feel like with a little bit more reshaping of like how the story was created, you can, get an understanding of like where they could go with it. I think it was really good. All right, let's see. Let's move on. Oh, I'm moving this all around. Sorry, y'all. Okay, next up we have My Mother's Lullaby. Let's go back. Ooh, now everything's super tiny. Alright, zoom back in. This one. Here we go. Read first. Oh, okay. I remember this one. All right. Anyone else want to start it off?
I can definitely start it off because I am here for the story. The story of I want it more, as in a sense of I enjoyed reading it. I enjoyed where the creator was, how they formulated the plot. This is a story that appears to be wholesome, but it has some dark elements. I was all for it, and I enjoyed it, and I just was like more, because if the creator decided to really expand on this story, I would be there all the way with this creator. Great story.
Yeah, like I definitely agree. Like this story hit right in the feels for me. Like I'm currently dealing with a relative dealing with a similar thing, so like that's partially why, but then also it's just like it's clearly coming from like a very real and heartfelt place, and I think that that's one of the most important things that a manga can be. Like sincerity is absolutely critical in creating comics, and this was just so incredibly sincere. And I also want to point out that like while the story, like I think like I actually mark this as being like the highest like rating, just because the story just hit so hard. But like the art is kind of not quite there, and it doesn't. And I want to specify that in making a memoir comic, or like a sort of semi-memoir-ish kind of like real life, real feels comic, like you don't need to have top tier art. Like if you look at the works of, I think I made a note, Copy Nagata. She made the book My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness. Like her art is she's not like drawing berserk kind of stuff, but like when you look at her art, every expression is easily read, extremely clear. Like you can just like see like each face and know exactly what's going on at a given moment. My only complaint with the artwork in this was that there were a lot of these faces where I was just like, I know that I should be feeling things because the text tells me to feel things, but like I'm not seeing it exactly. And like I think if you work harder on just like drawing faces and like drawing emotions, then I think like this could be like really great.
Yeah, I totally want to just double down on that. I agree with both of what you guys said. It definitely was a sad story reading it. I think though, like, you were saying like it could 24 saying that like you could totally get more into the emotion of it, of like certain faces, just like really really deeper, and that just comes with artistic skill and time. But I also think I agree with you as well, Yui, just talking about how the story really does draw you in. I even like the use of the musical notes as they kind of just like guide your eye down with the paneling. I think that just makes nice connections throughout the story. And I'm curious to see more like from this artist in the future, because this is super dope. It was super enthralling. It was sad. Yeah, I just think the art needs a little bit more time to stew in the kitchen, but overall a really good attempt. I liked it. Okay, so let's move on. Thank you for that. Next up on the block, we have Rab Foxtail. Alright, let's get to Rab Foxtail. Did I get to put Rab Foxtail up? Across the border, abandoned. Okay, let me switch it over here. Okay. Okay. It's not gonna allow me to show it as nicely as I want to, but let me show the cover. Okay, perfect. Zoom out a little bit, and then let's switch on over. Alright, so Rab Foxtail. What did you guys think? Let me know.
I'll just continue going. I absolutely love the use of colors. I not only enjoyed the story and how the creator utilized the relationship between, I would even call him an antagonist, but with the both main characters of the story. It was awesome. It was cool. And again, I wanted more. I wanted to see where this goes. I wanted to see how the relationship develops. I wanted to see character development. I live for character development. I stand by that. But the action scenes was great. I really enjoyed this creator's style. This was a very great webtoons webcomic.
Yeah, I enjoyed some of the paneling from this as well. But I also agree that the character, like, I'll say it a million times over, like, characters, people like to connect with people, and definitely having someone that the audience can empathize with and really just get their claws into, I feel makes for a better story. I did also enjoy, like, the little bit of lore setup between the two clans and how the bunny wanted to stand up and do something, but I was still looking for a little bit more. But I do think I liked the art, and I enjoyed the way the panels flowed one into the other. It was pretty cool. I feel like like I say with all of them, sound like a broken record tonight, but I want to see more. Like I want to see where it goes and how it can evolve and change. Yeah. 24?
I wrote, so I'm actually going to contest the character thing, because I think characters can be a little flatter as long as the world that they're inhabiting is truly interesting. Like, if you look at One Piece, like, Luffy is kind of a flat character, but, like, he's inhabiting this world of just, like, weird, colorful people, and it's, like, deeply interesting. A lot of historical mangas, like, the main character isn't particularly compelling, but then, like, just this world that they place you in is just so intensely intriguing. For this one, in my notes, I just wrote, like, a bunch of stuff about how I felt that the underlying themes of this story were kind of unclear. Like, I wasn't sure what the point of the story was. And then on top of that, I felt like the world building being based on animals without anything else, like any further flavor, Like, it just wasn't quite enough for me. Like, yes, they're animal people, but then what? Like, I like some, like, I just am looking for some, like, it's totally cool to have flatter characters who are based on animals, but, like, I would just want, like, a more flavorful world that they live in, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I totally get that. Kind of like, not exactly like, but like maybe the things that happen in the world of Beastars, kind of pushing the elements and what that can mean. I don't know if that's what you were going for. Let me know if I was wrong.
I actually haven't seen Beastars yet, so I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Wait, we won't talk too much about that. What were you saying, Yui?
I thought the simplicity of their surroundings gave this webcomics a beauty, because I mean the fox is a natural predator to a rabbit, so I didn't need to necessarily read too much into it to understand how the relationship, would develop.
Okay, I hear you on that one. And I do like the level of simplicity that it does have, especially in just maybe the story work and the artwork. It just makes it easier to read and flow through. So I get that as well. But I think that was definitely a really good attempt. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Solid early effort.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next one. That was a good job. Good job. We are going to the Wandering Shaman. Let's get into the Wandering Shaman. All right, I'll start off with this one. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this story a lot. I'm kind of sad that it didn't continue, but I really enjoyed the art style. Something about the art style really resonated with me. But my issue with it is, like, it feels like it's almost complete, but there are times where the anatomy kind of throws me off. And sometimes the artwork can feel flat. So I think some better attention to detail could better elevate the story just overall with its artistic elements. But I do like the style of, like, the trees and the way the characters are designed in general. I felt like there was too much explanation on the power system in the beginning, and I wanted to get more into the characters, but I didn't get to see too much of that in the action. I think it would be better to focus more of your time inside of the story on the conflict and the war that was going on, and maybe hint at it a little bit more in the beginning so it can be exciting, so you're not spending too much time talking about the powers, but you can describe them or hint at them during the fight to be a little bit more subtle. I think, like, having the reader figure out the powers is partly good but partly bad. You have to do some explanation, but there should be some times where the reader can, like, use their own brain to figure out, like, what's going on. I love the use of African mythos and designs. It was nicely done. I just really want to see where this goes more in the future. I enjoyed it overall. Definitely one of my favorites.
Oh my god, can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
This was, I thought, the most interesting one, like, plot-wise and just, like, world building and everything. Like, this was just so incredibly interesting to me. Like, I think that something that a lot of manga fans don't realize about manga, like manhwa, all this, is that the point of it is that it's like it's a bunch of Asian folks. I'm Asian. And it's like I'm Asian too, so, like, I feel like I'm allowed to say, but, like, it's a bunch of Asian folks, like, taking stuff that's, like, normal and boring, like, in their cultures, and then, like, making it exciting and fantastic and interesting, and just sort of like showing the world and, like, spreading it around, and just, like, trying to, like, I don't know, trying to find interest in the everyday. And, like, I want to see, like, more of that from other cultures. And so when I saw this, I was like, heck yeah, dude. Yeah. That's exactly what I want to see. Take your home culture and do it.
Yeah.
And as far as, like, technical stuff, like, I think that, again, this is another thing where it's, like, good early effort, like, super solid. I think something that's really important to keep an eye out is lettering. There were a lot of points where the lettering, like, just wasn't happening, and that's a very easy fix. Like, you can fix lettering in, like, 5 minutes. Like, it's like, that's, like, the easiest thing you can fix. And then after that, like, just keep on pushing, because, like, this was rad.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely that.
I fully agree with 24 and Vandal. Like, can we take a moment to appreciate like the dynamic? Like, he put a lot of effort in the structuring of his pages that I just love, and his use of color really brought not only the environment but the characters to life. I was invested, and I wish there was a continuation of this series, because it's really good. It's a great story.
Yeah, and you really feel the characters, and I think that's what really got me into the story. Just like the bond between the wandering man and the boy and the old man, and the lore of the story. It just all fit together very well. I really enjoyed it. All right. Moving on. That was really good. That was really good. Who's next? All right. Hollow Metal. Let's switch back. Okay. Read first. All right. And then let's switch back over. All right. So here's Hollow Metal. This was... I'll go again, because I think it's from the same artist. And for me, it was cool, but it was super duper short. Like, I feel like it was just a cool short for like maybe like a fight contest or something, but there wasn't really anything for me to grasp on with the characters or really get involved. I thought the character's design looked pretty cool, all things considered, but I just feel like, in no pun intended, it was a bit hollow. It needed a little bit more to it to get to this point, because I also feel that about like fighting in manga is great, but like fighting with no meaning it's just there. Like, it's just two people punching, but like the punches, they don't mean anything, because why are they punching at all? Like, when I think that's one thing like you get in like just American media in general. Like, they always set up a story about someone, whether it's a sad story, whether it's a happy story, or something for you as the audience to get behind the person and root for them to do whatever it is that they're doing. Because being cool is cool, but being cool with a reason, I think, is even cooler. But let me know what you guys think.
I agree. It was very short, and I enjoyed it. Like, this Hollow Man, like, once you give us some content, some background, this would be slapping. Okay, like, I want to know why he was throwing punches. Like, because to be honest, while reading it through, I was like, I guess this person deserved it. So I just wanted more. But overall, again, I know this creator knows how to tell a story. So
especially based off of the last one.
Exactly. So I just would have liked more, so that I could have gotten some sustenance.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Like, I was glad that they submitted this, because basically most of my complaints from the shaman story were addressed in this, like, in terms of like art. I think like, you still got to keep on the grind, you still got to keep working, but like there's a clear improvement curve here, and like, I think that's really cool. And I think if you look at them as kind of like an ensemble, like the two books as an ensemble, it shows like somebody with promise, and like who should definitely just keep going, because this is rad.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't even think of it like that, but it's true. It's definitely a showcase of an upgrade in art, and it's a lot more flashier, but it shows like what could be, or what could even be added on from the shaman story, which is actually pretty cool. I mess with that. All right, next up is, oh man, I don't know how to say this. Osmodeus? Did I say it right, y'all? I don't know. I think I messed it up. Did I say it right? Yui?
Wait, let me read it. Osmandius.
Osmandius?
Osmandius.
Okay, Ozymandias. All right.
Like the Watchmen villain.
Oh, I'm going to be honest. I don't know much about the Watchmen. I watched the movie. I tried to watch the movie, and then I kind of just fell out. But let's go.
Fate Grand Order Dio guy.
Oh, okay. Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, so here we are. Go at it, y'all. I get my...
Okay, so I'm sorry to hijack, but like I really, really, really like this one, and I think I wrote like a note to you, just like yelling about how much I like this one.
Yeah.
The textures are crunchy as heck. Like I am so here for it. Like the art is just like I am so here for this art. I want to find this artist on Instagram and I want to stalk them because like their art is so good. And but unfortunately, there's just like not a lot of plot. There's like no plot. In fact, it's just a bunch of cool pictures. It's basically a music video, but in comic book form, which is like kind of it's interesting and cool. And like I kind of want to try making a music video in comic book form too now, because like this was just neat. But I don't know. It was difficult to judge because there was no story and. I think, I just to offer like a small critique though, I think the hair in many places is kind of stiff, and like if you look at stuff like Shinichi Sakamoto, 14 Mountain on Instagram, like his art, like he's figured out how to make hair look soft but also balance out crunchy texture with it. Like it's really hard to do, and like it's like I understand like this is like super advanced like critique, but like the fact that like the critique is like this specific, that's like proof that you're good. Like the more specific the critique gets, the better you are.
Yeah, I gotta say this art was insane. Like this castle right here, I just gotta give big props to the castle. Like this, I hate backgrounds. I hate them so much. But like just seeing this done, it's just like so soft but very detailed. Like I'm just so curious how you did it. It does leave me in wonder. I did love the use of like the experimental poem, and not showing, not telling. But I feel like you were saying 24, it was so little. It was just like I couldn't really get into it. So it's just like I would love to see what it would be. Oh, I'm rhyming. If there was a story, like how that would work with just more developed characters, because these designs look pretty cool. Like they feel like they're going somewhere, but it's just something's missing. But I really think the art is like too strong. But yeah, that was dope.
This comic is wild. I know we keep bringing up the art, but like I mean the art, you know. And I even looked up this poet to like try to understand the story that was being told, and I kind of get it, but I was still struggling to fully grasp what the creator was trying to tell me. However, I like this was ridiculous. This was really good. The art, I will second 24 on stalking this creator.
Yeah, I agree. Like I'm like, damn, can I draw like that? That's so good. I loved looking at it, but definitely would. Oh, it zoomed in all the way. I would love to see more from this creator, and see what they make with their story and developing their characters a little bit more. But yeah.
And I think maybe like if there was like more use of dialogue, I would have been able to like follow it better.
Yeah, because it could have been like where they have like, you know, a narrator be the part of the poem, but there's still a story going on, kind of like 24 was saying, like a music video, but there are parts in the music video where people talk and then you get part of the story while you're also getting the poem. So it could have been like that sort of play on it, which could have been interesting, honestly.
Yeah, it's like really experimental and cool. Like I thought it was like, I don't know, it gave me like 30 Seconds to Mars like kind of like emo music video vibes, because emo music videos always had like these really strong storylines that were like always really interesting.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that vibe, and I could totally see that. Like, especially if it was in motion. Oh man, I can imagine like how wild that would be. 8, 10. Okay, so let me move on to our next person. I think it's called. Where are we at? Running Late. Oh man, I got stuff to say about Running Late. I loved Running Late. Okay, hold on. Okay. So I'll start because I thought this was actually pretty funny. I don't laugh at manga. I rarely find things funny in manga because I'm so serious. No, I'm joking. But this actually was pretty funny. I enjoyed the story, how it flowed, how they had to get from one place to another. I think this could be like a really funny like series of them just trying to get to places or being carriers. Like just all of that I think could work. I think some work it needed on was the anatomy, but I feel like also the anatomy works for the jokes inside of it, like when it needs to hit. So I think there's like a bit of a charm to it. So I'd leave it alone, but I enjoyed it like way too much. I thought the comedy really hit for me. I don't know. I'm also a little bit weird, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Like this, I was laughing my butt off because I felt like I could relate. Because it's like when you make the decision going home. Oh, I'll get gas in the morning. It gave off that energy, and
Yeah.
I was all for it. I enjoyed how the conversation occurred, and I enjoyed the characters and how they converse with each other. I was cracking up every single page. Running Late,
Yeah.
funny.
Very funny. And
Yeah,
oh, wait.
like
Oh, go ahead,
no,
24.
no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's just I wanted to say like one of the things that I noticed, maybe it's just a comedy thing, but when I watch sitcoms or that sort of a thing, characters tend to get really in their own character because they're funny because of the way they are or who they are. So the development sort of comes naturally with their quirks, and then when you pair them with other people who do things differently, then the humor just kind of just shows itself, like it's just natural. And the way these three kind of play off each other is just it just adds to the character more so. But all right, so sorry. Go ahead, 24. My bad.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. But with this, like I wrote about how like praising the fact that it was just incredibly simple. Like I think that a lot of people when they're making like their like first or early mangas, like they're like sitting there and they're like, oh, I gotta come up with like this big epic like One Piece level bajillion chapter thing, and they're like, I've got all these dreams and goals, and they end up getting like so wound up in it that they kind of forget like sort of simple basic struggles. And I think that like I don't know, like I think that this is a really good exercise to just like take something very simple, very like relatable, very real, and then just like study people and how they interact with those funny real situations, like you said, because like that's kind of like the root of comedy, the root of like any like the root of tragedy is the root of like any good story, is just like having characters just sort of be interesting and like in like sort of a very simple linear situation.
Yeah.
Like I did write though about how like I think that having clearer expressions is going to be important with this, because like again this is another genre where like the art doesn't need to be on point. Like Bobo is like again like it's not berserk, like, but it works because the expressions are really clear. And the in this case, some of the expressions weren't super easy to read, and then there were also points where like you were using assets and like it was kind of obvious that there were assets. Like in the future, like just try to like scribble on them a little bit, make them look a little hand drawn, like just do your best on that, because like that helps with like immersion and like getting people like into the story if like the backgrounds kind of like mesh with the characters a little more.
Yeah, well said. I think about the expressions as well. Definitely will add a lot more to the story, and I think it's also more apparent too, because in a lot of the panels there's not a lot going on in the background, so you're just really focused on the character, so you want everything to hit when it does. But yeah, definitely I think this is one of my favorites. Like it just really made me laugh. Like I was sad when it had to end, but I was like, all good things must come to an end. All right. And with that said, we are moving on to Abandoned. Here we go. Let me see Abandoned. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. Switching over. All right. Here we have Abandoned. Let me check my notes.
Is it okay if I start off with this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. Abandoned. I, as a scientific nerd myself, this has a special place for me. And I actually didn't mind the art style that was elected for this, you know, and as reading through the panels and how the creator chose to elaborate on the dialogue and what was going on in this particular scenario, I enjoyed it. This was a very quick story. It's very simplistic in nature, but it was a nice simplicity. I didn't mind the use of a more sketch approach because it's called Abandoned. So I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I totally get that. I liked that it was a cool arc for the characters. It was a cool message. I think though that the development style of the characters felt a little bit safe in here with how they went about it. I think there could have been a bit more risk involved, but I generally don't also recommend like in some places I saw, I think like writing in of words, like where you could just instead just type it. Like the lettering needed a little bit of work, I think. But overall I think it was like a really good idea, and you know, just keep it up. I think also some of the backgrounds, even though like the world is decimated, could use a little bit more in terms of maybe some more detail, but maybe it's just going for how it felt. But yeah.
I think this was neat because it's got kind of like 80s, 90s like OVA vibes to it. I think that's very cool. Like, my complaint is really that the art is really rushed. Like, I think that this person is pretty good at art, but like it's difficult to see because like I don't know, this looks like somebody who's just like drawing as fast as possible. Also I kind of found the pacing of it to be a little off-putting, from what I remember. Like, I remember the twist at the end just kind of didn't hit as hard as it was meant to hit. But honestly, this is just a pacing issue, and I think that comes from this project being kind of a rushed project.
Yeah, I get that. I think also a little bit more story would have been great as well, and letting the characters have a little bit more character would have done something well for the story as well. But just, you know, just them backgrounds as well. I hate backgrounds, so I get it. I totally get it. I too would not want to do backgrounds, but you know, a little bit more detail would have went a long way, I guess, to give the immersion of the world that you wanted us to be in. But not bad. Not a bad attempt. Just take it a little bit more time next time. Alright, let's go to... I skipped over one. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome the Super Dance Superstars. Alright, let's go back here. Check And let's see, looking at some of the people in the chat. All right, hi everyone in the chat. Hi everyone. I see you. We all see you. Don't worry. All right. 4. All right. Let me see. Is blah blah blah. Ah. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Anyone want to start on this one? Let me see. 12. All right. I will start then.
Oh, like, my apologies. I was talking while I was still muted. I apologize. Blah 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 is funny. This is a mountain I will climb any day. Like I understand. Yes, there were like issues with the art, or sometimes the lettering was very unclear, but I was invested in the story, and the main character had I enjoyed the main character. I enjoyed how he responded to the situation. I enjoyed his thoughts and expressions about the situation, and I could tell that the creator worked really hard on the story as they continue to develop their artistic skills.
Okay. Me personally, like when I had to get to this, I think, let me go down to it. This first page just felt like a lot. Like getting to read through all of that was just so much. And I mean, I know this has nothing on Hunter x Hunter readers, but still, it's still a lot. Just like, especially as it's like your first introduction to everything, so it kind of slowed the pace to like a grinding halt for me. And I felt like the characters needed a little bit more improvement, a little bit more depth, but I also felt the heavy inspiration from One Punch Man. But I think there could be like a few more adjustments made, and also, the artwork wasn't too bad. It was nice. The style was consistent throughout. It kind of gave me like a graphic novel-ish feel, so that was kind of cool. But I think sometimes it was a little bit too wordy with the panels, so that can affect the pacing. Maybe have a few more pages that are a little bit more simple, or maybe like less panels in a page with less words. Just like too much condensed in one space can be very fatiguing to a reader, and I think it'll help, especially if maybe that's something a little bit later, as me, the viewer, gets a little bit more interested and wants to know a little bit more, having all of that exposition, because that much exposition in the beginning is just like insane for me. But I don't know. What do you think, 24?
I don't know, like, just all my thoughts are kind of the same as your guys' thoughts. I think I read this when I was like really tired, because I just couldn't understand what was happening, and the walls and walls of text and panels were just kind of like disorienting, and I just remember being like in a half asleep, like dazed, just very confused. Like I could tell it was trying to be funny, but like I was also just horribly confused throughout.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it was like more concise. Like I wrote in my comments, I wrote brevity is the soul of wit. Like if you could just make it more concise, like I feel like I would really enjoy that, and if I could read it again when I'm not so sleepy, then.
No, I totally get that, because I felt the confusion a little bit, like when it went from the beginning part, and then it became a meta commentary, and then it started to actually go into the story, which is it just kind of confused me, like how the tone shifted and everything just felt like a little it was just off to me. So I think just in the future, I think simplicity is definitely one of the things to go for, and yeah, just working on the amount of text you have on a page, I think in the future could work. But it wasn't too bad. It was not too bad.
Yeah,
All
like
right.
the pictures were amusing. I just wish I knew what was going on.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. So the next work that we have up here is, get to the top. Toro. It's gonna come up. Yeah, Torodoro. All right. Torodoro kind of reminds me of like a high school anime, but more on the high school side, kind of mixed with Durarara. And because there was such a big cast of characters, and I feel like one of the things that happens when you have such a big cast of characters, it's hard to flesh them all out in the amount of time that they had in the story. And the first part felt like it was just like your stereotypical bad guy fights this person, and then they get into a fight, but then there's not too much after that. But then it gets a little interesting with a little bit of the world expanding and opening up. I wanted to see a little bit more about the characters, and I think that's one thing when you have like such a big ensemble cast, you kind of gotta like feed them in. So like the situation was cool for showing them fight, but it's like, again, when people fight and I don't really know them, it's kind of hard for me to care about the fight because I don't know these characters. They're kind of just fighting because some guy was a jerk to them, but I don't even like them enough to see like, damn, why didn't they, why are they in this fight? I want them to win this fight. They're kind of just like fighting. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I kind of disagree on that. Like, I thought that the characters were really, really, really endearing. Like, I think I gave this the highest score for characters.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's like, this just comes across like a cool, super cool book like my friends would make in high school or college, where I'd be like, I'm really invested in your OCs, dude. Like, this is rad as heck. And like, I thought that I thought that everyone was really charming, and I thought that the fight made sense because it's kind of like in the line of like those 1980s like delinquent mangas. Like in 1980s delinquent mangas, you're just like, okay, well, they're two rival gangs, so that's why they fight. Like, that's all you need. They're rival gangs. That's it. And like, I felt like this was kind of in line with that, but they were trying to go for like a more modern and endearing approach to like the Yankee manga. It's I remember this one because this person was trying so hard to do interesting perspective tricks, and that was amazing. Like, keep doing that, keep challenging yourself on that stuff, because like that's so important to making cool and interesting fight manga and cool and interesting manga in general. And like, let me see, I think I wrote some other stuff like, oh yeah, like I just thought that this was just like full of like a lot of like youth energy, like, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's just cool. Like,
yeah, no, I get that. And also, it's funny because I didn't even talk about that in my comments, but I guess because I was just waiting, like, personally for me to get into the characters. But the art actually was pretty good. It was pretty solid overall. And looking at it again, just seeing some of these techniques, like even like this background. Like, I'd hate to draw this, but this is pretty good. And there are a few other ones, like with the tiger and the bike, that really do stand out. So definitely commending you and your backgrounds, because I hate them. But go ahead, Yui.
Yes, perspectives. I love the challenge, and as someone who really loved and was reading Tokyo Revengeance before it got animated, I was with this manga from day one when I started reading it. I love the fight scenes, and I personally thought the creator did a great job flushing out, like, well, not necessarily fleshing out, but giving me an initial impression of each character. So when the fighting occurred, I was like, yeah, I know I understand. I understood, and I rocked with it. And I also, again, I loved the expressions. This was very, like, just with that panel with the guy and the tongue out, I was, it's still one of my favorite pages.
Okay. There's definitely some valid points from both of you guys. Nice. Definitely good on you, Toradoro. Alright, so we are going to go next. We're going to skip one, and we're going to go right here to the Tezra the prologue. Let's go back up. Tezra the prologue. Oh, okay. Alright. Let me... Okay. Yeah. Alright. So for me, I thought this was a good first attempt. I feel like there was stuff missing. Like, the art was cool in places. It definitely could use some work. But I think there was again, I guess maybe I'm just a stickler for this. So it's like when people just fight and I don't know why they're fighting, I kind of just like tune out. And it's so, I feel like I'm wondering where's the motivation for this? And I think I had a bit of a tough time reading parts of it when it did have dialogue. Like on this page, for example, I couldn't read it as well as I would have liked. So it made it a little bit difficult. Some of the concepts were cool. I think I put like having to buy something when you need it. I think, and I'm not exactly sure, but that's what I put. And I thought that was like a fun idea, but I think not being able to read it and not knowing where it was going kind of just took me out of it. So I think just working on the lettering at least could be better, and some of the paneling could also work well too. What do you guys think?
This kind of gave me like 1990s MTV vibes, and like I don't know, like I like that, like Aeon Flux and stuff. Like they don't need a plot in Aeon Flux. Like it's just a bunch of people and they're like doing cool stuff. Like that's all you need. There's like a very light plot on this. Like she's trying to save a rabbit, and it's like I don't really need more than that. This is just like kind of a, like the setup is like very kind of like Americana grindhouse, like kind of, and like just because of the vibe it gives from the very start, I didn't need a whole lot from it. I guess what I needed from it was just gonna be like higher like art quality, so like just practice on the art. But like honestly, like the fact that you're making comics is already practice, so just keep on rolling with it and challenging yourself, because like that's like I don't know, this is very energetic and fun.
Okay.
I agree with 24. The energy, this manga was a whole vibe in itself. Like, the main character literally just rolled up and started beating whooping A. And I was for it. I was like, yes, whatever they did, I guess they deserved it. And I just rocked with it. And the creator, maybe I'm just a stickler. I always appreciate dynamic panels or creative paneling because it really drives the story as I'm reading it through. The creator did a solid job of conveying conveying their story, and this was just a pilot. This was an introduction. So I look forward to seeing more from this creator.
All right. Okay. You guys are kind of like opening up my eyes to like maybe there's more to manga than just characters. Maybe just sometimes events and situations are cool too. So you guys are teaching.
So critical.
Yes. Okay. All All right, I'll get off my Vandal high horse. All right, I like it. You guys changed my perspective on it. Like, all right, okay. I like it a little bit more now from what you guys said.
It was like featuring the wrong one. Like, that I was like, yes, don't the wrong one. So this is a whole lot for.
All right, so moving on, let's go into Blood King. Let's see, 24. You want to start us off?
Oh, one sec. I think I'm looking at the wrong comments on here. What was the title? Oh, Blood King. Okay,
Yeah,
there
Blood
we go.
King.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
So, I wrote that this is like a solid early effort. Like, just keep on trying. Like, if you can, like, just keep on trying at it, try and make, like, each page, like, do something new that you didn't do with the previous page. Like, try and make each page more interesting, different than the last. Like, try to, like, one-up yourself each time. Then that'd be cool. Watch your spelling, because, like, that's, like, a very quick and easy fix. Just punch it into, like, Gmail or something before you copy-paste it in. Also, like, with this, for me, the plot felt, very kind of abstract in that it was just kind of like, this is a cool story I thought of, and I didn't really know if there was, like, any underlying, like, pathos or emotion to it, and, like, it wasn't super clear. It was just like, oh, that's a neat thing you thought up. Like, I would have liked to see, like, a lot more, like, sort of grounded emotion, like, something, like, sort of more of a point to the story, I guess. I don't know. Like, this one was difficult for me to put into words.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I felt a little similar. I felt like it was a little bit slow for me to really get into. Definitely the lettering could have used work. I kind of enjoyed that little twist at the end, finding out about the character. I thought that was kind of fun. But I feel like working on anatomy and paneling, like you said, also 24, doing better than you did the last page, I think is super important. Because there are, like, certain moments where things just change or happen, or some pages are just one page, one too many, and the panels don't flow as nicely as that they could. So definitely just working on that in the future and being mindful of those things will definitely just, like, elevate your manga to a whole nother level. But I do kind of like the concept of that. Definitely something to work on in the future.
Blood King for me was a great representation of a creator utilizing the skill set that they have. And even though it may be limited, he still was able to put, or she was still able to put a story out there for us to read. And I know there was, a lot of repetition behind the panels and a lot of full page, but let's keep in mind, a full pages takes a lot of effort. Like, Blood King showed me that this creator put a lot of effort into doing their best and telling a story with the tool set that they had at that time. And I took my time with this one, because it was back to, as you mentioned, sometimes we couldn't really understand what the dialogue was because of spelling and whatnot, but there was a whole lot of effort that went into this. And overall, when I was done reading, I liked it. I saw what the character was trying to do, even down to the fighting scene and the build-up. It hit all the spots, and I thought the creator did a great job, and I look forward to, as the creator continues to develop their art skills, develop their content, you know, this is it. It's hard to tell a story.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I can agree with that, and I like the analysis of using the tools that they have at the time. Definitely will show like how they grow as they continue to make manga. I agree with that. That's definitely something to look at. Definitely a good attempt by Blood King. Appreciate you, Blood King. Let's go on to... Is this Osama's... Let me make sure I put it right. Yeah. Alright. Yui, you want to get this one?
Yes, because the pervy jokes that were made in this one, it has a special place in my heart. Okay, this particular manga was a little bit more explicit, but I'm for that. We are all about creative freedom, and the character was extra.
Yeah.
Extra. And I loved the character. The main character, he was funny, he was reactive, like the over dramatic style the creator went with. I was for it. There were a few spelling errors and dialogue errors, but I knew what was going on based off of the panel. I would have liked a little bit more dynamic paneling, but as I said, this manga had it was good. I liked it. I might stalk this creator.
Damn. Alright, so we definitely weren't on the same page with this one. I don't know. Maybe it was the time of day I read it, but I don't know. It just felt for me like... It felt like, and I usually don't use this word a lot, but it felt like the internet. And so the internet of just saying whatever it is that just comes out of your mouth, and it didn't feel funny to me, but it also could just be my type of humor. My humor is different, so I didn't really like bond with the character. I was kind of off put by the story in general. I thought some of the art was nice and consistent, but I was just really off put with just the character in the beginning. I think he also felt a little bit to me, and he felt a little bit to me off-putting, and he just wasn't for me, man. So I didn't enjoy it. I feel like it could have been done a little bit different, and I possibly could have liked it, maybe. But I think it definitely fell flat for me on the character side, and the art side was okay, but definitely not it, man. I don't know. Tell me what else you found endearing about it, Yui.
Was the satire? You know, this was, and I love satire. For example, when earlier in the pages, the use of the dog character. The dog didn't like what the main character had to say, so he was like, F you, and pushed him off a cliff. Do you know how many people, I would, if we were in that same situation, we would do that? I just thought it was funny, you know, okay. But it was extra. It wasn't just normal spicy, it was extra spicy. Like, pork chops with, extra gravy. You know, it was...
I'm crying.
I enjoyed it.
I am crying. No, that's definitely... I could see that situation being funny. And I think also it's a little bit different because I think this is just me in general, y'all. Know this about Vandal. And, I will laugh when... Or we will be cool when we make that connection. But if it's just, a first thing, it's, and we don't make that connection... Some things aren't going to hit the same like they should. So maybe that's why the dog and the main character didn't hit for me as much, because I didn't like them. And maybe also it could be just how I was reading it. I don't know. There's a lot of things. But 24, what do you think?
Wait, which story was this again? Sorry, my internet died while you were saying the story name. I want to make sure I'm getting this right.
Yeah, no problem. It's Osama's Manga.
Okay. Oh, this one. God, this one confused me a lot. This is another one where I was like, I think it's funny, but I'm struggling really hard and I'm sleepy. The end page was funny. The end page was kind of a meme, and I appreciated it. The rest of it, I was just like, I don't really know what's happening or what's going on, but yeah.
I guess it was just another vibe.
Yeah, it was, there was, I don't know. I thought that if you can make it clearer, I would appreciate it. Like, a lot of these, like, comedy stories, I'm like, I think it's funny, but if you can make it clear so I can actually find it funny, then that would be really great. Like, I'm struggling so hard. Please help me.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of just whoever gets it, just like comedy in general. Like, you either vibing with how it's done, or you kind of just like, this is not that funny to me, sort of thing. So I get it. It's not for everyone, but there's definitely someone who like enjoys this sort of thing, and you know, each their own.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see. We have 2 more manga to talk about before we get to the top 3. Let's go. So next we're gonna go to How to Hero. I remember this one was one of the early ones. Okay. Alright, How to Hero. What did I put on How to Hero? 1. So I liked the premise. I liked the growth of the character, a bit slowly changing from him having elements and growing from someone who didn't really want to be a hero to like kind of seeing the importance of it. I just wanted to see more of the artwork, just improvement in the future overall. I thought it was good for where it's at, but you know, it could always be better. We could all be better, even myself. But it's not bad. Let me see, what did I say? It wasn't bad. I knew who he was, and it had some form of foundation of the story structure. It was there. So I enjoyed the story overall for those elements that it did have. Let's go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
And the mute button, we're not getting along. Okay. How to Hero I feel like it's like a hidden gem, because it focused on character development, and I stated earlier, like, I live for character development.
Yeah.
And it's like she did a very nice job of explaining where the character was, and then how the character developed, and the understanding that came with the development. You know,
Yeah.
and it was nice, and it was written well. The creator also took the time to like elaborate on the conflict, not only the external conflict but the internal conflicts, and just guided the reader through the process. And a lot of mangas do not do that. We just have to figure it out. So that's why I say this is like the creator. I enjoyed this story. It led me to attach myself to the main character, and I was like, yeah. At one point, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be a hero too. Like, I couldn't do it. So I enjoyed it. It was a great read.
Yeah, I also agreed. Like, kind of thinking about it now, it kind of gave me like a sitcom-y sort of feel. Like, I guess it wasn't like full-on comedy because there was like some action, but it was definitely comedic in the sense that it felt like a derivative of One Punch Man. But like, if One Punch Man didn't really want to be a hero and just sort of was just like the opposite of that, and then him finding his way to being one. I think that part of it's really cool, and the way it's drawn kind of lends itself to that. But 24, what do you think?
Like, I feel like I just keep using this term over and over again, but like, it's a good early effort. You're definitely on your way to making comics. I wrote, again, like, spelling is an issue. Just please keep an eye on that stuff. It's very easy to fix. I'm trying to bring up like criticisms that are like very easy fixes, because it's like that's kind of it's easy to tell somebody work on anatomy and then like they just kind of stare at you blankly, because like that's such a big and like amorphous criticism. But like I don't know if you can be. I'm trying to be like direct and offer like quick fixes. So I think also it's really like, speaking of amorphous criticism, I'm gonna give one, just try to make each page or each panel like better than the previous one. I didn't notice any like real change in art quality from the start to the finish on this, but like I think if you can just do a little thing to challenge yourself with each panel, each page, like just do a little something, that'd be really cool.
But yeah, definitely good attempt by you, How To Hero. Love to see what you make in the future. But let's move on to our last manga before we get into the top 3. So let's get into it. It is Legacy manga. Gotta scroll all the way to the top. Everybody put so much work in, put all these pages in. Appreciate y'all. Alright, Legacy. I hope this is correct. Yeah, okay. I remember this one. Okay. 24. Go for it. Whenever you're ready.
This one was just another one where I wrote, like, if you can just keep on working on making your next page better than the previous, then that would be great. I think... Wait, can you scroll down? I just want, like, a refresher on, like, what this one was. Oh, this one. Yeah. Like, I thought... I don't know. It's definitely got a vibe to it. Like, I remember that... I don't, like, there were points in this where I just wasn't sure exactly what was going on. Like, it would, I just, like, amorphous criticism, but, like, I guess I just, like, want more, like, more clarity, I guess, because, there's clearly something happening. I'm just not quite sure what. And the fight at the start was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it kind of needed work on the story. It kind of felt like aimless or spaceless. That's not a word. But anyways, we're going with it. Space is a word right now. And at some points, and I think because I needed more of the characters to get built on, and I felt like they were getting somewhere. And I think that's where that part where it's like I wish there was more time for them to get built on who they are, like especially when the main character gets attacked by the ninja and then he goes to talk with this angel. I feel like right there it was starting to like catch fire on what it was gonna be, but it didn't hit the way it needed to, because it still needed a little bit more time. So, you know, like, I could be really involved in this journey after this man is being hunted. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. But I also agree with 24 that him fighting the god was pretty cool. But I also think some of the paneling could use a little bit more work in its direction and its flow. But, yeah, definitely could use some work overall.
Yeah,
what do you
this was, like, very wordy, too.
Yeah. And the lettering could use some work as well. But I think with like some of those like tweaks, it could be like a very interesting story, especially just following that main character around and learning a little bit more about him. What do you think, Yui?
Man, I felt somewhat of a different. I felt. My opinion is that there was not a lot of dialogue in the beginning. So once dialogue came about, it made sense to me why it was so wordy, because it was balancing from pages of very little dialogue of what was going on. I thought starting off with the fight scene was a great way to introduce. Like, I was like, okay, ooh, what is going on? Okay, we're fighting. Yes. So I understood this manga to be is called Legacy. The main character is, I'm sorry, I think I broke up. The main character is working on his legacy. After defeating the guy, he woke up, he's eating, he's kind of a nonchalant, serious, not too serious type of MC. I will admit, I did get confused at some times of how the conversation and the story was progressing, because I wasn't sure how we got from like point A to point B. However, though, I was still invested, and I was still rolling with the MC to see what was going on. So I thought the creator told a pretty decent story, and backed it up with the use of dialogue to support what they were trying to convey.
Okay, that's a nice way to look at it. I like that. Definitely something I want to see developed more in the future, and it'll help also build out the world. So what we're going to do before we hit the top 3, we're going to take a little bit of a break just to grab some water, collect our thoughts. So you guys just stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. And by these messages, it's really just a be right back screen. But anyways, I'm going to be right back after these messages. Recording. All right. So we are back, everyone. The judges are going to come and join us in just a second. But I wanted to talk about what the top 3 are going to be getting from, the whole thing today. So, and you get to see my face. So enjoy seeing my face. You haven't seen it today. So, third place is going to be getting an Amazon gift card. It's going to look just like this. It's $25 Amazon gift card. Super nice. Had it for way too long. Next is going to be a drawing tablet for second place. Oh my god. By VKEK. They did not sponsor this video. I wish they did. Please sponsor me. Beautiful for second place. And we're going to have for our first place winner. Put this to the side. You can't see it in here because it's in the box. I'm not really going to take it out the box. So here it is. The Drawing X Pen Artist 12 drawing tablet. So it's like tablet with the screen. Definitely going to be going to our number 1 winner of today. They definitely deserved it. So definitely shout outs. I'm going to put everybody's info in the description, so please look out for it. And let's get into our top 3, starting with Across the Border. Let me bring back the volume, and the judges are back. All right. So who would like to start Across the Border as our third place winner?
Across the Border is beautiful. It started off with like emotion, mystery. There's dark elements to it. The way the creator introduced Across the Border was just beautiful. I truly loved it. I look forward to more panels. I look forward to the continuation of this series. Great job.
Facts. I agree, because I also thought that it was very cinematic. Like the artwork. Hold on, let me scroll through it. The artwork was very cinematic in the way that it was just presented, and the way the black also felt like a film reel closing in and opening up was just really awesome. Also, shout outs to D-Daw. Thank you for the tip. Appreciate you. I had to put that out there. And I wanted to see the world open up a little bit more because it felt short. Like, just when I was getting into it, I didn't have enough time with the characters, and I wanted a little bit more. And it felt like there was like something hidden, especially with this boy and how it connected to the story. And like, this was just the beginning of something that was like super awesome. So I think I want to see more, and I just love the way you use the black to frame a lot of the panels. Felt like I'm just looking at a movie, but like just in the stills, if that makes sense. Anyways, yeah, go ahead, 24.
Yeah, no, like this one, I don't know. This was like super pro. Like, it's really good. I just wasn't sure on the direction that the story would take, but like honestly, the little bit that there was like so well done that I think it's gonna be good. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it was about to say it, and then it just kind of ended, and it's like, damn. I want to know, like, this boy seems special. Is this boy connected to that other boy that was crying, or something? I don't know. I felt like there was a lot left up in the air, and I wish it was just made like solid. But yeah, definitely good all around. I think it was a great story. I think it really hit home for all the judges. So super duper appreciative of Across the Border, and our third place winner in the birthday manga bash. Thank you. All right, now we're moving on to our second place winner. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not gonna say anything because like y'all gonna see me type it, but actually, you know what? Y'all won't see me type it if I do this. All right, so our second place winner is I know the tension is building. I know. Oh, do I have to click it? Oh, I do.
We're really
Okay.
good. We're really doing this. Like, let's.
Yeah, I got it. Here we go. And so our second place winner is Easter Break. So let's get into it.
Yay!
I know, Easter Break. Oof, a lot to say about this one.
It's so nostalgic.
Yeah, it really is. It kind of reminds me of like really old, not old, but like 90s, maybe 90s, like kind of Card Captor Sakura a little bit in that era, but mixed with some modern contemporary stuff, if that makes sense. I thought that the story and art was good. Sometimes it felt a little bit rushed for me, and I'd work on the paneling in some areas. I just wanted to see more work in refining the art style, but I really liked how shoujo it leaned into it, so I was overall there for it. And a few more tweaks to the characters. I feel like it's really there, but I'm super duper excited to see where it goes. And I liked the story, and the art overall just went with it really well.
Yes, Easter Break gave magical girl vibes. I loved it. The nostalgia, the art style. It was a complete story. I was able to follow it from point A all the way down to the finish line. I enjoyed it, and the bunny was cute. Like if anything, the bunny had me on from day one.
Yeah, nah, definitely. It was super cute. And I think it just helped overall with the telling of the story, moving the story along as well with the character and their bond to it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, like I thought the characters were really endearing in this. And like the nostalgia is just amazing. Like I grew up on Magical Girl, and like this was just like it just brought back like flashbacks to like that time. And well, I guess like a little comment that I had though was that there were points in this where it was like a little too on the nose with like being like other Magical Girl things. Like I think a little bit you gotta like have enough tropes, but not all the tropes, I guess, in order to be a successful Magical Girl thing. Because nobody's asking, 13-year-olds aren't asking for like the most dramatically different story ever, but like there's like a certain number of tropes, and I think there's just like one too many in this one, if that makes sense. But like I was still there for it.
Yeah, and I like also just the character's realization in the moment and how they use that to like change their perspective and also manifests in a change in them outwardly as well as inwardly. So I think it was a good story. I think it definitely hit that and I'm a shonen boy. If you ask anyone, like I'm shonen all day, and so it's like I was just here for this whole vibe. It actually took me back. So I also agree with the nostalgia aspect too. Wasn't even thinking about it, but it definitely had that feel for me there. Took me back to my beginning days of loving anime. Definitely cool. All right. So the winner of it all. Does anybody have guesses? Anybody could think of who it could be? It's probably let's see. I would think that the winner of the birthday bash is none other than I'm really like slogging this one. Should we just tell him, judges? Should we do it? Should we not? Should we leave him hanging?
Yes, please.
Yes. All right. So the winner of the birthday manga bash is Monochromatism. Who would like to go first? Because I know I want to go first, but I'm gonna let somebody else go because I got a lot to say.
Again, like, excuse me, pardon the intrusion, but I absolutely loved this story. It wasn't even like it was a very controversial story if you really like think about it, and the topic the creator chose to discuss. The art style, beautiful. Like I loved the art style for this artist did the manga under. But we were talking about elements of death. What was death? They didn't like, characters didn't understand the concept of death, and then how it was explained, and then the twist at the end. I wasn't prepared. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah. I mean, all right, time to go off. I freaking loved this story. Like, it was. Hold on, let me see if it's gonna go to the next. Yeah, there we go. I loved so many things. First off, I really enjoyed the artwork. The art was amazing, hands down. But I also liked the intentionality with the art. Like, if you guys saw if you see in the first couple of pages, it's not here, but even here, like the author uses the absence of color and the use of color as a narrative device for the story. Like, it's not like just there for the sake of being there. It has importance to the story. It has importance to even the main character in the story themselves. And I just love how that all relates back to making it an even more breathtaking thing. And I don't want to spoil it, but like, what happens at the end really moves me because of how they also start the story, talking about how you'll do anything when you're in the pursuit of something. And it can feel like, even connecting to myself, I kind of started putting myself into it. Like, how much would I do for like making manga, or like how far would I go, even when like his partner or the person he was with didn't really understand what was going on, but this person saw what they saw, and they were going to keep trying to go at it, and there was nothing that was going to stop them. Like, I don't know, that might be like really shonen as hell, but I just really enjoyed it. Let's see, what other notes did I have? I mean, I just really enjoyed it. Like, I don't really have anything else to say. I feel like it was just really great melding of art and story and character development. Like, it just had everything that I was looking for to see in a story, and it just did it really well. Paneling was great, pacing was great. I will say, it did feel a little bit slow sometimes for me, but like towards the end I kind of got lost. But like, once I got to the end and I looked back a few pages, it kind of all clicked, and then I totally understood like what was to happen and what they were going for in the story. All right, I did way more than enough talking. Feel like I could do a whole YouTube video on this, but I really enjoyed this story for what it was. All right, go ahead, 24.
Like, the art was really, 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 really good. I'm just like, this is such a lame gripe, and I understand it is. Like, just prepare for lameness. I wasn't a fan of the grammar being the way it was, and like, I understand it's intentional, but it was still difficult to read. And like, I think one of the most important things of manga is to have an easy reading experience. But like, besides that, the art was really, really, really good. So like, that's what kept me on going.
Okay, I totally see.
And the use of color, if I may, I apologize. I am on said team. The use of color and how the creator slowly, because at first I didn't understand why the strawberry was colored and everything wasn't, but then I was able to understand, and it was beautiful. All right. Continue. I apologize.
You got anything more, 24? Or can I go?
I mean, that's kind of my big thing. Like,
yeah, okay. And it's like go ahead.
It kind of impeded my ability to understand the story on some level, so that's kind of it.
And I totally could understand that, because at some points I kind of got lost. But then I think it just all comes together once you see, at least for me, like the last part. But then it also feels kind of like open-ended. Like, what does it mean? It feels, and this is going to sound weird coming from someone who does art, but it feels a little bit like art. Like that art where you see it and you kind of can't put your finger on it, but you know that it made you experience something, but you're a little confused at the end of the day what it is, and it's really left up to like who reads it, what it actually means to them. So I don't know, there are definitely a lot of cool panels. I just loved a lot of things about this story, and I definitely think it was definitely a gem, and I really appreciate the creator for putting this in the contest. Definitely like amazing, and I'd love to see like what you do next with other concepts and stuff like that. Like I don't know, man, I'm at a loss for words, but it was definitely amazing. So thank you, Monochromatism, for being our winner of the birthday manga bash. And with that, we have went through all of our entries. Hold on, let me just go back to the first page. Oh, I don't know if it's going to go back to the first page. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for entering the contest. I appreciate you guys so much. It definitely was a ride, long roller coaster, but it was definitely worth it reading and being inspired and seeing people, you know, make manga and just do it the way that they see the world and tell the stories that they want to tell. Because, you know, that's really what I really want. Like, I want more manga in the world. I just want everybody to be able to tell the stories that they want to tell at like 100%, unlike some breaking past your limit stuff. And I think this is a good way to, like, you know, just start making something. Because one of the things I feel that happens is that we can all get stuck in life and we don't actually get to creating, and that can also be very difficult. And so like I hope this helped people, you know, start making something, inspired other people to continue making. I mean, I definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot tonight, and also just from reading people's stories and stuff I want to add into my own stuff. But I really appreciate everyone for entering my little manga contest, and, you know, you guys are awesome.
Yes. I also like to say to all the creators, like, great job on all the entries. It was a wonderful experience to be able to be a part of this journey and to see how you know, the different types of stories and artists and creators that are out there. All the mangas that were submitted and placed on the platform have been promoted. So not only are you getting engagement from other people who are enjoying your work, enjoying your stories, and leaving comments and sharing your work, I hope that you're able to push forward and just keep making manga, keep making web comics, you know, keep telling your stories. And, you know, UE Comics, we're always here to support, promote, and encourage, you know, your goals. Great job, everyone.
Facts. 24, any last words? That sounds so...
I didn't want to get in the way of that because that was a good speech. But heck yeah, like, just keep on making stuff. I really want to see more stuff out there that's like not people making a manga, but I want to see more people making stories. Like, people making comics with an X. Like, not comics with a CS, like comics with an X. Like, we're like, I want to see, like, weird stuff that, like, doesn't fit, and, like, from your own life experiences that means something to you. Like, I don't know. And, like, this was neat because it gives, like, a little window into, like, some stuff people are doing. And I don't know. I think, like, currently my struggle with like, sort of making manga is that, like, I'm trying to go about it in the American publishing world rather than going to Asia to do it. And I don't know, like, there's been times where I've been feeling, like, real down about it because American publishers are, like, real crappy. But, like, I don't know, seeing, like, all these guys, like, all you guys, like, making manga and, like, doing your best, and, like, all these, like, young people, like, trying to get at it. Like, I mean, I say young people, but, like, I'm not actually that old. But, like, I mean, like, it's clear some of you guys are, like, teenagers, but, like, trying to do this, like, I don't know, it's really inspiring, and I think we're going to change America, and we're going to change the face of American publishing, because, like, it can't stay Batman and Superman forever. Like, it's gotta change at some point, and I think you guys are the change.
Hey, that was well said. With that, we have a couple of more minutes. I know we had our closing thoughts, but I was just gonna open it up to anyone, give it like 5 or so minutes. If anybody had some questions for myself or any of our wonderful judges here, you know, let me know if you guys have any questions. I know I saw some people say hello in the chat. I'm just gonna say hello to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys for staying with us through this adventure, this tournament arc. But yeah, I guess I'll have some questions because I'll interview you guys for like a few minutes. Is that cool, guys? Is that cool, judges?
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
All right, perfect. So UE, what do you feel? Oh, yes, we did react to We Are Diggers. I think it was like, when did we react to We Are Diggers? I feel like it was earlier on. Did we do We Are Diggers?
Oh wait, did we? I don't remember talking about that one.
Did we not do We Are Diggers?
Can we do We Are Diggers?
We didn't do we didn't. Oh, I see. I missed it from Toradoro. Okay, so let's do it. Let me put it.
I know exactly what We Are Diggers are.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got my notes pulled up.
Yeah.
Two boys. Yeah.
All right. Boop de boop. All right, here we go. We Are Diggers. Let's get into it. Oh, I actually like this one too. So go ahead. Yui, go for it.
Oh, of course. Okay, so We Are Diggers. Number one, this was hand drawn with pencil, and this creator put in a lot of work, a lot of thought into this manga that I want to make sure that I put on display. Like, wonderful job. And as I mentioned prior, like, this is the tools that he had, and the creator made use of it. At some point during reading the manga, it was as if the character's personality became situational, meaning that the characters responded based on the situation, not based on who they are as the character, if that makes sense. But overall, We Are Diggers tells like an important story about how one creator wanted to stay within the comfort zone of what he already knew, and then the other character was like, no, this isn't the future that I want for myself. And how those two characters aligned, I thought it was just brilliant. It was just really beautiful. It had a deeper meaning. So again, I was invested. Once I understood where this what this creator was trying to relate to me, I was with it.
Yeah. 24, go for it. Before I go in, because I want to say some stuff about it.
So I kind of had a lot to say about it too. I said that I think that a big thing to remember when making a comic is sort of the idea of the economy of space, and like the idea of like moments. When you're making when you're making a comic, while small talk and filler might exist in a real conversation, and sometimes you might want to use that in order to create like a more organic feeling to your story, you're only given so much space on a page, and unless there's like a very specific reason to slow down the page, like including natural dialogue might actually be a detriment in a weird way. Like, it's super cool that you were trying to make not supernatural, but like very natural dialogue, and like I think that that's like a really good skill to have. But then in that's great in screenwriting. In comics, it's weird. So like it's not that that's weird, but it's that comics are a weird art form in that like you have this economy of space, and you have to like make every panel like drive towards something. And in the early stages of We Are Diggers, I remember like I wasn't sure where the driving force was. It was just natural dialogue, and while it was charming, I was also kind of like, where is this going? Like, is this going in a direction? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I could totally see that too, just looking at the first couple of pages, just the way the panels are just juxtaposed next to each other, making it, I guess, also a little bit stagnant. Like, we're just kind of just reading two people in a room that's kind of empty and trying to figure out like what's going on. I totally get that. My thoughts on it also were that, like, I thought that the conflict was there between the two characters, and I like that they had two opposing views because they got to bounce off of each other, and I think that made it more interesting overall. And I also think that the art and paneling did need work in some areas, like you're saying, 24, like building towards something, but also just like how they're situated on the page and how the flow goes into each other. And I think with a bit more time and work with some of the expressions, it can make it even look even better and more involved and deeper with the characters. But I think honestly it had a lot of heart inside of the story, so I liked where it was going. Just some of those things I think could use work, like of course anatomy and of course paneling and flow, but I think this story definitely had a little bit of heart and where the characters wanted to do and where they were at. So yeah, definitely cool on We Are Diggers. And I'm so sorry that we missed your entry. I apologize profusely. I bow 1,000 times. But I do thank you for your entry. And this is just an update for everyone as well. Everyone who did enter the contest, I'll be sending you your feedback so you can see like how the judges commented and what you did and how you can improve and the areas that need work at and such. So I just wanted to let everybody know that, because that is also the point of the contest, to take that info and use that to grow to go to the next level. So really appreciate that from you guys. Yeah, all right, so thank you. We Are Diggers.
Are we going to open up for questions and fun stuff?
Yeah, we got questions, we have fun stuff. Let's see. Meanwhile, while we wait for some questions, let's see if you guys have any questions in the chat. Let me know. Please put it down. Okay. All right. Okay, so I got a question. I'll start it off. We'll do this round of just random questions. You guys ready? Nothing too crazy. Oh.
Do it.
And are you guys going to do another contest? This is from DDaw. I'm currently just going to be working on my next one shot. I have 2 one-shots that I have an idea. Well, not one-shots, mini-series that I have ideas for. So it's like, I want to enter a contest, but I just want to make my next story so I can, make sure I'm just improving and working on stuff. But I currently entered the, the Manga Plus Creators Monthly. So we'll see how that works out. Definitely go check it out. Go check it out. Put links in there, all that good stuff. But what about you guys?
For me right now, since we are focused on building the community of independent creators and making sure that their works are getting promoted and pushed out so that they continue to do more work, we're not going to be a part of any type of contest soon. We're also focused on our headline series, Just Say, which is we're about to start the Kickstarter and whatnot. However, that just means that our funding is, instead of going to a contest, is now being shifted towards independent creators. As I stated before, all creators whose work is on the platform is getting actively promoted, and you can see the promotions on our Facebook page, that we are strategically making sure people all over the world are seeing your works, liking, commenting, sharing your work as well.
Dope. 24.
As far as like competitions, I don't know. I might do the Shonen Jump Plus thing. I don't know. I've got like qualms with Metabang. But like their UI isn't that good. But
yeah.
Like especially for like my art style, because like I use thin lines and Metabang seems to hate thin lines. I don't know why. But I'm going to probably do the Magic, which is a Monaco like French-based manga competition run by Shueisha.
Ooh.
And I don't know. I'm just at the grind here in America. I'm just trying to change America, man.
One page at a time. That's dope though. And also I think I also misread D-Daw's question. I think he was asking, am I gonna do another contest like this in the future? Possibly. I'll just say possibly. I don't want to commit to anything just yet. I thought this would have ran a lot faster, and then I got really busy, so it's like we'll take it one step at a time. But it definitely would be something I'd like to do in the future. Yeah, with all my great judging friends that I have here with me now. Now, with our last 6 minutes. Okay, this is a random question. What is your favorite smell and why?
Oh, geez, that's hard.
Like in general?
Yeah.
I don't know, like tropical smells are cool. Like I like dragon fruit.
Okay.
Oh, like the ocean water, but like not just any ocean water, like clean ocean water.
Oh, true, yeah, brine.
Yeah.
That's the best smell.
Damn, everybody has nice normal answers. Well,
What's yours?
I like the smell of gasoline.
Don't huff gasoline.
I
It's
don't-
bad for you.
I don't huff it. I'm just pouring gas and it just happens to be there. I did not put myself there. The fumes just happened to be there, and I just happen to have a nose that's open. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just being open. Gosh, everybody had such normal, like, tropical ocean. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
We can discuss that later, Vandal. Yeah.
See? Okay, I'm not alone. Alright, let's see. Alright, pick a number between 1 and 100, Yui.
58. 5
What's the most random thing in your purse or wallet? Huh. I can't even know what my wallet is right now.
Art supplies and DDR cards.
Ooh, damn. Damn,
I
24
have Pokemon cards. You never know.
Let's see.
Oh, I've got Magic the Gathering cards too in there too. Yeah,
Oh, man. Let me see.
in case you gotta play Commander.
What do I have? I have... What is this? This is weird. I have hand sanitizing wipes. I don't think that's weird. Probably is a good thing, but that's the weirdest thing I got. Yeah. Alright. Alright, 24 by 4. Pick a number between 1 and 100.
Okay, am I supposed to say it?
Yep.
Oh, 73.
Alright. Ooh, if you could wear any one type of shoes for the rest of your life, what would the shoes be?
Sandals.
Huh. I would wear non-lace-up sneakers. I sound like a little kid.
Velcro.
Hear me out. Crocs.
I've tried
Okay.
the DDR in Crocs. It doesn't work.
I've seen people DDR in Crocs, and like they do really well, and it makes me upset. Makes me upset because I'm like, how do you do this? Like, why are you so good? All right, now I'm gonna ask you guys some other questions. Who would you say right now are your top three favorite comic or manga artists?
Well, I guess Shinichi Sakamoto. He's not a comic or manga. Well, the next one, Shinichi Sakamoto is a manga artist. The next one is not. He works in animation, but Peter Chung. And the next one down is also not a comic book artist, but like he's one of my favorite artists. What is his name? The guy who does those cool tropical pictures. One second. Hiroshi. His username is Hiroshi Penguin Joe on Instagram. Hiroshi Nagai.
Ah, okay. Nice. Yui, if you have any that you can think of. I know it could be a hard question.
This is extremely hard because I'm in it for the story, not necessarily the art.
Okay.
As most of my feedback has been clear tonight. I'm struggling. I'm not really sure. I'm clearly always a fan of Ishida.
Okay.
Yeah, I
know it's hard.
On that one.
It's hard because sometimes you draw a blank, and it'd be like that when it'd be like that. I'll cut in then. For me right now is the writer of Blue Lock, Yusuke Nomura. Gege Akutami for Jujutsu Kaisen. Like I've been on a roller coaster with that, just art wise and just like reading the story and the characters. I don't know. It's just been flowing for me. And then last, that one's hard. Oh, shoot. I don't even remember the name of it right now. It's about this boy who gets bullied, and then he basically goes John Wick on all of those kids that went ruined his whole life. I cannot remember the name of it right now. But I need to actually go read it. I'm glad I don't even remember the name. What's the name? Shoot. When I remember the name, y'all, I'll put it in the comments or whatever. But that's where I'm at right now with like favorite stuff. And then I like it. Blue Lock especially. Like I've just started reading that, and I could talk about that forever. But like I really like Blue Lock. Like Blue Lock is like a beautiful cross between a death game and a sports anime. Like I never thought I'd see those two things together or that I'd like them together, but I definitely got what I wanted out of it. So, super duper awesome. Okay, let's see. One last question. This is a big question, I guess. Also, but like, how would you like to see the world of manga change? Like, what do you see the future being like in the next 10, 15 years?
Oh, and hopefully UE Comics is a part of this change. I hope to see more BIPOC creators, LGBTQI plus creators, more diversity, and more original storylines. Right now, we're kind of in a funnel of replicating the same type of stories. So originality is something I'm definitely looking forward to in the future.
Okay. How about you, 24?
I'm hoping that the American publishing mainstream industry changes. I don't know. I'm trying to like figure out how to phrase it in a way that won't get me blacklisted from every publisher ever. But it's been a struggle, partially in part because I'm Asian, to get my work published. There's been a lot of editors who say really crappy things about manga in general, who say things to me like, why don't you just go to Asia? which is like kind of a racist thing to say. And
That
I
is
don't
horribly racist. That is
I,
a microaggression. Like I will troll them for you. 24.
like,
I don't play that.
but like I can't say anything about it because it's like these are the people I'm reliant on for possible work. So it's really frustrating. But thank you
Yeah,
though.
that's
But that's basically the state of American publishing right now. It's a bunch of people living in New York City and LA, and they don't really go outside and they don't really talk to people outside of their bubble. And I hope that eventually the scales fall from their eyes and that manga becomes publishable in America. And I'm just hoping to be there when it does.
I like that. I like that. I'm sorry that they've been treating you like that. That's horrible.
I don't know. It's just how, like, I'm at a point right now where it's just like, this is just how it is, and I, like, commenting that it's horrible doesn't do me any good. I just need to keep making stuff and hoping that things change, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, that's a rough one.
Self-publishing. Me and Vandal, we have spoken at length about this.
Oh yeah, no, I do self-publish. I've sold almost 1,000 copies of my book.
Beautiful.
In one state. In one state, I might add. There are 50 states. So if I were to sell around 1,000 copies in every state, that would put me at the top of the charts of American comic book sales.
Exactly.
Yes. There you go.
And then they'll be coming to you, and you will be like, no.
Perfect. For me, I just want to see more dope ideas that I've never seen before that make me hyped to go make stuff, and see other creators that are super dope just push me to be more super dope. So it's like everyone's growing together. But I guess that's like the shonen scale inside of me that wants to go to the ultimate of the ultimate of the ultimate form. But I just want to see more of that in the future, and I just want more people to keep making. I just want people to make in general, so then they can make more, and then they can get better, and then they can keep getting to that point where it's just like I get to read even more stuff. So I am super ready for that future. And I just hope with the way manga is trending here in the States, that more people want to make it because they're inspired by the things that they want to make. But also I want to be there and help, guide them to not just make exactly what they've seen, but take from themselves and actually create something, like you guys have also said, that's different, that's new, because that's the goal. I want everyone to make stuff, but take from your own experiences. Like, I think like the next story I'm thinking about making is definitely going to hit on that, but that's for another story for another day.
Oh yeah, no. Like I'm the same way. My next books are both about Asian Americans living in flyover country. So you can totally make a manga about anybody or anyone.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing, right? And I think you said it earlier about like the wandering shaman, like just taking something and making that interesting to everybody else in the way that it's interesting to you, I think is like one of the most powerful things about manga. And that's why literally you can make a manga about anything, which is beautiful. All right, one last question. I said that was the last question, but I lied. What's one thing you would tell your younger self or someone who's just getting started making manga? What advice would you give them?
I would say love your trolls. Love your trolls. No matter how great your story is or how amazing your art is, someone's always going to criticize, and you just need to be like water and let that stuff roll. And remember to stay true to your story and don't sell out.
Huh.
if I were to tell my younger self something, it would be don't trust people. They're awful. Everybody's awful. Everyone's trying to social climb. Everyone's trying to, like, I don't know. Everyone's just kind of crappy. And, just, like, make stuff. Don't talk to people. Put your head down. Just make things. And frankly, I need to be doing that right now. Like, I'm kind of trying to do a whole lot of networking, and, like, current me needs this advice, too. Networking's stupid. I need to just make things. I guess, if I were to tell, like, a young manga artist something, don't follow trends. Trends are stupid. What works in other countries doesn't work here. Make something just for you that's cool. And, also try to really analyze why you're making comics. If you're making comics just because, like, you read other comics and you want to make comics like those other comics, like, I don't know if that's gonna take you super far. But if you're making comics because you just, like, have a weird compulsion and you're a weirdo and you have a lot of things you need to tell people, those tend to be the people who make it really far in the art world. The people who are just, like, obsessive and have a lot to say.
Whew. Okay. That's dope. These are all great advices. For myself, if I told my younger self, I'd just like, yo, start making all your manga right now. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Just do the thing. It'll get good eventually. Believe in yourself. Don't stop. Really don't stop believing in yourself. I repeat it because it's just something that I'm also telling myself, that I'm slowly realizing that eventually you'll get to, like, at least 60% of what you think is in your head. Oh my god. And so just keep pushing for that. And just in general, like, everybody knows on this channel, I'm just all about making manga, pushing forward. I like what you said, 24, just, like, analyzing why you make what you make, and just go do the thing and be unique and be yourself and tell a story that is true to you and something that you want to tell the world, but in only the way that you can tell it. And then you'll really find your voice and everything that you really want to do. So that's my 10 cents for the day. I appreciate everyone else's comments. I want to say big ups, thank you to Yui Comics, thank you to 24x24 by helping with everything today and helping judge all things and everything. I just want to say thanks again, and I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us, and again, thank you to the creators and everyone who participated.
Yes, definitely, big thanks.
Yeah, keep going, never stop.
Yes. And with that, we're going to end the stream. I'm going to play the outro. I appreciate you guys. I will actually be uploading a video very soon. This is not a drill. I'm coming back to YouTube. Kinda. Sorta. But I'm coming back with a new video. I have to talk about some stuff with you guys. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Definitely follow Yui Comics and 24x24 there. Links will be in the description down below. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Boy. I'll be back. Okay. Listen to the outro, y'all. I'll be watching y'all. Watch the outro.